Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whether you're joining us live or on the replay. My name is Aaron. I will be your coach today as we were walking through Review Responder, specifically talking about how to sell with Loom videos. So excited to have everybody here today. We have so many people joining us. We got so many folks. We got Ann. Hey, Ann. We got Tycho. I may have butchered your name there. I apologize if I did. You can correct me. We got Steven, we got James, we got Dan, we got Herbert, we got Eddie, we got Bob coming in. Bob's in Salt Lake City. We got Rick in Grand Rapids. We got Steven from Worcester, Massachusetts. I may have butchered the way you say that too, although I've spent time up there. What a beautiful part of the country this time of year that is. We got Rob in South Florida. Rob, how is the weather down there, man? I'm up here in the central coast of Florida, and it is warm today, I tell you what. And we got Mike here, looking forward to the training. Me too, Mike, me too. We got Chris in Phoenix, 118 degrees, wow. Now you may be listening to this replay a little later on in the wintertime and think this is a bizarre thing to say, but we're here and recording this right now and excited to be with all of you as we're about to dive in. Steve from Cleveland, welcome, Steve. We got Butler from North Carolina. We got Mike in Southwest Florida. We got Dan in Spearfish, South Dakota. Oh man, Dan, my friend, I have spent quite a bit of time over there in Sturgis and the Black Hills in general, and I gotta say, what a place that is just so dear to my heart. That is just such a fantastic part of the country, so beautiful, and yeah, absolutely wonderful place. We got Dr. Jean in Long Beach, California. Rowan in London, England. So we got people from all over the world joining us. If you're joining us live, I just want to give you an extra round of applause for taking your own future with all of this into your own hands and being dedicated enough to show up and put in the effort. So I'm very excited to be here with you today. Marina will be joining us here shortly as well, but we're going to walk through some Loom video strategy. And you know, Loom videos are a really, really practical way to get yourself out there and make some connections with people. They're especially valuable when you're using it as a follow-up to additional strategies or in the mix with some other strategies. So we'll talk about some of that as well. But first, let me get some feedback. Who here has used a Loom video before in prospecting? Or has at least seen one and is aware of the concept, is aware of the idea of using Loom videos to reach out? Give me some feedback. Who here is familiar with the concept? Okay, lots of yeses. Lots of yeses. Now, okay, tons of yeses. Perfect. All right, and some of you have seen Patrick talk about this before. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story about the power of Loom videos, just so we can kind of set the stage here for what's possible with these. Because I have a close friend who is an agency owner, and she really focuses in on SEO and also on social media. She's a pretty great marketer, actually, and she has an agency, and I've known her for many years. And in fact, we worked together on some marketing projects, so probably more than a decade ago. But she's gotten some of these Loom videos in of people selling her stuff, and it gave her the idea to get out there and make some Loom videos because she was needing to get out there, and she just hated cold calling. Does anybody else here hate to do cold calling, or is it just not something you love to do? Because I feel like cold calling is such a bear for some people. Right. And even, you know, I got to be even honest with you myself. I have a lot of experience on the phone, especially early on in my career, and I don't even like cold calling. It's just not my favorite thing. Right. I will do it, and I recommend doing it. If you don't do it, I recommend doing it. It'll teach you a lot of things about how to instantly kind of build rapport with somebody and get into a conversation with somebody. And it is in itself a valuable activity for your own development as a marketer. Oh, I just spilled water all over my keyboard. That's always good. It's good for your development as a marketer and as a salesperson, as a, you know, I just recommend cold calling, even if you find out That's something you don't love doing. But that said, it doesn't have to be the only way that you can have a really, really valuable personal conversation with somebody. And it doesn't have to be the only way to get a hold of somebody and really get somebody's attention. As I'm sure you'll notice, sometimes you send an email out and your emails just don't always perform the way that you would hope they would. And that's why, you know, sometimes we need to email people many times, multiple times. And when we do that, sometimes having a Loom video in your back pocket is a really, really, really good way to get people's attention. Now, this marketer I was talking about here a moment ago had really an aversion to cold calling. And so this is the story as she relates it to me. She hated cold calling, decided she wanted to try this Loom prospecting idea, and she came up with an interesting offer, and she was able to approach really what is essentially her, not the coldest market, but people in her periphery, people she had kind of digitally networked with, right? People that were, you know, friends of friends, people that were in her kind of immediate vicinity online. And she was able to take Loom prospecting messages, and she sent out like 10 of these Looms. And the Looms that she created were a little bit over, they were too much effort, too much work. The way she was doing it was actually kind of kicking her, you know, it was actually defeating her progress. She didn't send out anywhere near enough. But the fact that she sent these 10 Looms out, she got 10 meetings out of the 10 Looms, right? Like, yeah, Todd says lukewarm leads, exactly. She sent these Looms to her lukewarm leads, and out of 10 Loom videos, she got 10 appointments, and out of 10 appointments, she got 10 clients in 1 week from 10 Loom videos that she made in 1 day. So she went from being a little worried because she was a little tight and she needed some additional revenue in her business to being very, very, very busy. Very, very, very busy. And just to give you, I mean, what we're talking about revenue numbers, she does not work for clients that do not have thousands and thousands of dollars to spend, right? If you don't have $10, $20, $50,000 to spend on your campaign with her and your work with her, she's probably not talking to you. So, you know, we're talking about serious money. So Loom videos have that potential. Now, I'm not going to guarantee Loom videos are going to do that for you. I have no idea. You know, I don't know that it would do that for me. But they're a really, really great way to get your foot in the door, to get someone's attention, and to spark someone's interest that may not have responded to some of the other things that you've done. And the reason for it is many, but really it's all about how personal they really are, right? They're very, very personal. So, and I'm going to show you how I would approach using Loom videos specifically with Review Responder, and how this is really a great strategy because it is something you can just do very, very quickly, and it should take you literally just a couple of minutes to send somebody one of these, but they can fit so many different places in your funnel, and you can add them to what you're already doing, right? They're not a replacement for what we're already doing. That's the one thing I want to be really clear about. The Loom video strategy is not something that I would just say, hey, if you just do Loom videos and that's all you're doing, then you're going to have all the success in the world. Now, that is a possibility, right? You could just focus on Loom videos and probably still see some results out of it if you were really consistent. But it's going to be better if you're using it in a mix of other strategies. And yeah, Jesse is asking, have you ever used the Loom videos? Have you ever delivered those by email? Absolutely, right? Absolutely. Email is definitely something that's great for Loom videos. Direct messages are good. Loom, you know, email is good. And there's so many different places you could potentially use them. But let's actually walk through this together. So we're going to dive in today. We're going to be talking about Loom videos. We're going to be talking about how you can use them with Review Responder. And I'll definitely show you an example of what I'm talking about as well. So the first thing to understand about using Loom videos in your prospecting is that Loom videos are a really, really good way to get a warm conversation. And part of what we're trying to do when we're out there prospecting and getting people to pay attention to us is just cut through the level of noise. I mean, just think about how many times every single day you're going to get an email or a text message, or you see a sign or watch a commercial. I mean, even streaming services these days have commercials on them. They're just, marketing is everywhere, and the number of messages you're receiving is growing exponentially all the time. It's never going down, it's just always going up. And the real competition out there for your message is not other marketers, because there are other marketers depending on what you're selling, and I'm sure that there's somebody else in the world selling review response. Although I think that you're really kind of in a class of your own with this approach, because there's just not that many people doing it. I mean, honestly, compared to, like, I mean, think about it for a second. Think about how many people are out there selling websites, social media marketing, Facebook advertising, SEO, website redesigns, mobile optimization. Think about people who are selling just every service under the sun, even reputation marketing, in comparison to the number of people who are out there offering review responses to service to kind of get their foot in the door and really, land a residual client. The numbers are just staggering. It's a staggeringly good opportunity, right? You don't have a ton of competition out there. But even in the world where you're selling websites and you're selling social media and reputation marketing and paid advertising and all of that other stuff, you're still not really competing against other companies doing that. What you're really competing against today is the lack of attention to go around, the attention span deficit. People have to listen to so much stuff. They get so many messages. You just need to get them to pay attention, right? They just need to give you the opportunity to have a conversation. You're really just trying to get them to have a few minutes of conversation with you where they will meaningfully listen to what you have to say, really take that into account, and give you an opportunity, give you the time of day. Right? That's the bottom line. You want to try and get them to give you the time of day. Now, if you're sending somebody a 45-minute Loom video, which is what I've seen some people do, how much attention span does it take for me to watch your 45-minute Loom? Right? How much of my day do I got to give up to watch your 45-minute Loom video? And even if I don't know it's 45 minutes and I start it and I see that it's 45 minutes, even if it's interesting, I might just make the decision to turn it back off again. There's just no way I have time to listen to that. In fact, if it's 3 minutes long, it's 1 minute too long. 2 minutes, that is your absolute max. And in fact, you should really be aiming to get these things down shorter than that. Shorter than that. People just don't have the attention span to spend a long time on a Loom video with you. And that's not really the purpose of this. In fact, you have to understand that your Loom video is not a delivery mechanism for training or knowledge. Your Loom video is not a delivery mechanism for education. Your Loom video is not a delivery mechanism for anything except curiosity. Right? Bob says hook. That's it. That's it. It's a hook, right? You're just delivering curiosity to them in hopes that that's going to spark a conversation. That's really what you're after, right? So it has to look valuable. Like what you're talking about needs to be valuable enough. It needs to be interesting enough. It needs to create enough curiosity. And there's a lot of different ways to do it, but it should not be a sales vid, is what Todd says. Absolutely right, Todd. It should not be a sales vid. We're not trying to get on there and this is not like, we do like expert grams, for instance. Expert grams show our authority, and they're going to be longer than that. And that's really awesome to demonstrate your authority, but it's a different kind of thing, right? Loom prospecting, totally different thing. We're not trying to demonstrate our immense authority so much on a Loom video. We can demonstrate some authority, don't get me wrong. It's just not the same purpose. We're really just trying to get them to pay attention for a minute when they got the other 75 messages on LinkedIn from people trying to sell them something. We want ours to be a bit different. And that's the one big thing it's going to do, that's going to help us to stand out. And it's going to allow us to have that first communication with them, that first time we talk to them isn't cold, it's through a video, right? And if you hate cold calling and you sit down and you use Loom videos and you're very diligent and consistent with it, and you sit down and say, you know what, I'm going to put 100 Loom videos out this week. That's going to make an impact, right? You don't have to do 100. You could just say, you know what, I'm going to do 5 Loom videos every single day that I work, 5 days a week, week in and week out. And that's going to really start to have an impact if you just have the consistency with it and the diligence, the dedication to do it. So 3 minutes is too long. And I think the best thing we should do is, I'm just going to show you one I'm going to show you one, and this is one is it's imperfect. I'm just going to be really honest with you. It's imperfect. It's not my favorite Loom video that I've ever made. But I wanted to make one as an example real quick. But I also want you to see that really can be very simple, right? It really can be very simple. But what you have to understand about prospecting is what we're really trying to do is take the temperature of people to say, are you willing to have a conversation with me? Some people are not, and that's okay. We don't even need to worry about them or waste our time calling them. But some people are interested in what we have to say, or we're going to pique their interest. And so let's go ahead and take a look. Is everyone ready to see an example real quick? All right, lots of yeses. Okay, let's go ahead and roll the example here. Hey, Dr. Aaron here. Hey, I was looking for dentists in the Chesterfield area, and I noticed your website. You're doing a great job. I really like the fact that you have this video background going on. I mean, that looks fantastic. The whole site's just really clean. So I got to say, honestly, from a marketer, you're doing a great job. Kudos to that. There's one thing I noticed though on your Google reviews that I thought you might want to be aware of. Now, Google review responses are a big deal, and I see that you're obviously responding to your reviews. Fantastic. I think there's a strategy you could be using though in how you're responding to them. Now, I don't want to say that what you're doing is alarming. It's not, but I just think there's a little tweak we could be making that would make a big difference. The other thing is that I've been toying a lot with this whole review response strategy and kind of harnessing the power of review responses, because studies are showing it can boost sales in a business by up to 30%. Now, I don't want to overstate it, but the potential really is exciting. So as luck would have it, I'm starting a private beta program, offering some free review response services. Now, based on what I've seen, I think that you might be a great fit. So if that's something you're interested in, I would love to talk to you more about your reviews and how you're approaching that. And then, of course, if you're interested, grab a spot on my calendar. It's in the email I sent you. But I just wanted to record this quick video for you. And now I need to go back to getting my teeth cleaning scheduled. So anyhow, I look forward to talking with you, and have a great day. Take care. Okay. All right. Let's make sure my audio is coming back up here. Can you guys still hear me? I had to move things along. Okay, perfect. All right. So that video is 1 minute and 30 seconds. Now we're gonna pull some parts of that apart, because there's some things about it I don't like. But the first thing I want you to see, the first thing I want you to notice about it, is that it's okay if it's not perfect. Right? It's okay if it's not perfect. It doesn't really need to be. In fact, I can sit there and re-record it 6 times and make it really, just spot on. Like every word just eloquently comes out. It really sounds professional, and I could do that. But that's a huge waste of my time and theirs, right? In fact, the idea of this is that imperfection is genuine. That's what Todd says. Absolutely, right? Imperfection is genuine. It's real. It's just a real person giving them, a little bit of input, and it's a couple of minutes long, right? That one was 1.5 minutes. Frankly, you could do one that's probably even shorter than that. Like we could probably pull some pieces of that script out and get that down to like 45 seconds, and it would probably still make the same impact. And there's a lot of ways we can change it up, but that was the first thing that I just wanted to say, is that don't try and make them perfect, right? Don't give yourself 20 minutes to play with one Loom video for somebody. If you do that, you're really going to step on your own feet, and you're going to prevent yourself from the volume that you need of these. Because you have to understand that when we email people, if you could email people and you could DM people and you could reach just a ton of people. You could reach thousands and thousands of people with those strategies. But if you were to create a Loom video for everybody, your volume is going to go down, right? You're not going to be able to reach as many people. Your numbers are never going to be at that huge kind of crazy level. And so that being the case, you want to make sure that when you're doing this, that you are being as efficient as you can, because you want to get out as many as you can. And so part of the process is to really figure out what the parts of the script that you need to change are and not, and kind of say the same thing over and over again. And what's going to happen is after you've said it, after you've done 10 of these in a row, you're going to be so much faster at knocking them out. That's why I think that the best strategy is actually to batch them. In fact, I think it's a better strategy to do 25 of these in one go than it is to do 5 a day and do 25 over the period of a week. Simply because you're going to get much better at saying the script. It's going to become much more natural to you. And then you're also going to find new things about it, nuances to it as you think about it and learn from it that are going to be helpful. So let's keep walking through this, because the number one thing you need to do here is create curiosity. Right? You need to create curiosity, and you'll notice that the very first thing I did in the video, before I did anything else, was I gave them a compliment. And that compliment is absolutely important. And the compliment is important because what you're going to do in a moment is you're going to tell them something negative. Right? Now, in this instance, they're already responding to reviews. And I'll show you a few different ways we could have gone with that Loom video. They're already responding to reviews. So I'm actually sending a Loom to somebody who's doing it, but there's some things about it I noticed that they weren't doing right. Like they didn't respond to anybody who had a 1-star review. Anybody had a 1-star review they weren't responding to. So it gives me this amazing little piece of information that I could talk about in my conversation with them and say, hey, you're missing out on the most important reviews you could be responding to. You could be responding to these 1-star reviews and you're missing out on that. Now I could share that in my Loom video, and that's another way you certainly could have gone with it. But I went even kind of more vague than that. I didn't give them a lot of detail. I just said, hey, there's something you can do here that's valuable that you're not doing. Because I'm just trying to create curiosity. I'm just trying to let them know that, this is something to create curiosity. But it doesn't have to necessarily be that. It could be somebody who doesn't respond to the reviews. I noticed you're not responding to your reviews. And I get it. Sometimes it's really wrong. It's really hard to respond to reviews. Right? Sometimes it's really wrong to respond to reviews. It's hard. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of efforts. It takes a lot of it could be very frustrating trying to respond to somebody's reviews, especially if you don't know what to say. Especially if they've said something negative, and then you feel like you're stepping on a landmine, right? So you can really kind of really empathize with them, and you could do that in your Loom video. You could do that in the conversation after. But start with a compliment. Talk about their reviews, right? You should be talking about their reviews. That's your entry point into their business with Review Responder, right? This is all about reviews. So with Review Responder, you're going to use that as your reason for reaching out to them. So what do we compliment? Well, we can compliment almost anything, right? We can compliment the website. We can compliment something that they did on their social media accounts. We could compliment, the photos they put in their Google business listing. We could compliment the fact they have lots of reviews. Or we could compliment one of the latest reviews they got. We could read the latest review and say, look at this review. It's so good. Everyone in the world needs to know this. You guys are doing such a great job. But we start with a compliment that leads then into talking about their reviews. And this is really where there should be something negative. We're picking at them. We're pointing out that they've made a mistake, right? We're putting a little chink in their armor. And this has to be done with tact and care, because this is something that could be kind of unpleasant. And we don't want to be seen as attacking them. We want to be seen as somebody who's actually trying to do them a favor. All right, there's 2 ways they can take that, right? So we got to be kind of careful around this moment. But we want to be careful about the kind of negative thing we point out, but it does need to be negative, right? You can't just say, hey, you're doing a great job with your reviews. I'd love to talk to you about my review response service. That's okay, but that's not going to generate as much curiosity, right? They need to feel like there's something they're missing, like there's something they don't get. And Daniel says everyone's going to have a pain point related to reviews. You just have to find it and agitate it. And that's exactly right, right? That's the whole point. In prospecting in general, a lot of times, and in selling in general, a lot of times what we're doing is we're trying to agitate a pain point, because people will actually take action and do something. They'll get up and do something when they feel a pain point. That's why if you send email messages out and prospecting messages out, DMs, cold calls, whatever you're doing. And you just kind of say, like I'm sure you guys have got these emails, like especially in places like LinkedIn. Hey, I'm a provider that writes articles or SEO outreach, or I'm someone that will do the white label social media management for you. I want to seek a strategic partnership, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm sure you've all seen that. There's like a million of these messages out there. They're all exactly the same. They all feel the same. They all feel like the same kind of bland, blank, generic person. You could replace the person almost with anybody, and it's just all the same. That's not going to get someone's attention. It doesn't get my attention. Business owners having the same experience, and instead of people asking to partner with them, or have you resell their services, or can they be your software developer, or whatever it is, right? It's the same kind of thing. It's just that marketers are doing the same thing to business owners, right? So that's what we have to kind of understand. So we have to compliment them, be unique, create some curiosity, and then talk about something negative, in this case, their reviews. And we also want to be vague but specific, right? Don't go on a 5-minute rant about what they could be doing better. I mentioned 73 different things. In fact, one of the things I don't like about the video I just showed you is I'm talking about 2 different things. I'm talking about their reviews, and then I talk about this beta program. And if they followed it closely enough, I think it could work. But I could have just made it simpler. I could have just talked about their reviews, and that I'd love to talk to them about that, and left it at that, and it probably would have been even better. It probably would have been even better if I was even more vague but specific. So the whole goal here is keep it short, keep it direct, right? Keep it direct. And the other thing to understand is that this is their story. Show them a mirror. Notice that when I started the video, what did I have on my screen? Anybody remember? It's been a couple minutes now, so this is like a memory test. Let me know what was on my screen. A couple minutes, when I first started out, what's the first thing that I showed them? And why did I do that? But it's really important. This whole strategy won't work. Yeah, tons, you got it, right? It's their website. I showed them their website. And that's they're seeing their website. Oh, this is about me. This is about me. Now notice what else I didn't do. I didn't say, hey, my name's Aaron. I'm a digital marketing professional. I have years of experience in SEO, software development, web design. I've done a lot of social media, and my team is currently working on 7 different projects that are going to be seen on a national stage where we run large ad campaigns, including we worked on a presidential campaign a couple years ago, and et cetera. Like, I didn't go off on some kind of rant about how awesome I am or how great I am, or really kind of try and create kind of fake authority for myself. In fact, I don't matter in this at all. The authority is the fact that I'm pointing it out. I'm showing them something they don't know. It already puts me in a position of control and power. I don't need to have more authority than that in this conversation, other than to say I have enough authority to reach out to you and give you this video about something in your marketing that could be improved. That's enough to get a conversation with them. Now, once I have a conversation with them, now the more authority I can build by having the right things on my website, by having the right things in my LinkedIn profile, by having the right things, by having the right, maybe I've got my podcast up and running, or maybe I have a blog, and they can kind of do their due diligence on me if they want, and I've got the authority for that conversation. But now Todd's asking, can I do more examples on vague but specific examples? So vague but specific, what I mean by that, by being vague but specific, is that you want to talk about, you want to talk around the value without exposing all of it. And here's what I mean. If you're you think like a consultant, right? When you're doing these videos, put your consultant hat on. And when you put your consultant hat on, you got to think to yourself, what I'm actually paid for as a consultant instead of being a service provider. As a service provider, you get paid for delivering projects, or delivering something and showing you're capable of doing something. And the way that you show you're capable of doing something is by actually showing, hey, I've done it. Here's an example. I just did it. Or let me do this thing for you. And then by that, you will know that I'm capable of doing the next thing for you, right? But as a consultant, it's a very different situation, because what you're actually being paid for as a consultant is your actual thoughts, your insights, your time. So the insight itself is the thing of value. The thing you know about what they're doing wrong is the thing of value in your conversation. So you don't want to tell them, you should really be doing this, 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 and this with your reviews. Although you could. Let me explain why you would or wouldn't. If the hook that I'm putting in my video is the thing, that the strategy I'm going to give them, then I want to allude to it. So maybe an example would be, I could show a funnel map of my strategy. That's a fantastic way to be specific yet vague, right? Maybe I'm not expounding on that map. Maybe I'm not explaining that map fully, but I'm showing that it exists, right? Or maybe I'm talking about a strategy, I'm giving you the name of the strategy and talking about what the strategy will do for you, but not explaining how to implement the strategy. So you're offering to give them something without giving it to them. Does that make sense? Like, come look at this beautiful thing I want to give you, but I'm not going to just hand it to you in the process. So that's where you got to make sure that what you deliver is vague but not specific. Yeah, Todd says slices, not the pie. Exactly, Todd. Exactly. So does that make sense? Does that elaborate more on the vague but specific? The other thing I mean by vague and specific too is that you want to create curiosity, right? You want to create curiosity as much as you possibly can. That will definitely get you people that are more interested. You're opening a loop, right? People, we just naturally, as human beings, we want to have our loop closed. So if I told you at the end of this training, I'm going to tell you something I've never told any marketer before that's changed my life. And now if I've said that and I don't say anything at the end of the training, I don't tell you that, I don't mention it, I don't bring it up again, you're going to go on tomorrow wondering, what was Aaron talking about in that training? I really want to know what he was going to say, right? It's like the cliffhanger to a movie. That's what you're trying to do. You're just trying to make a cliffhanger to a movie in 2 minutes. So that's kind of the gist of that. Now, we also have our hook script here. Now, keep in mind that this hook script, let's go through it again here real quick, just to refresh everybody, right? If you're just starting out, it's important, guys, that you remember, what this hook script is. Like, you should make this hook script a part of who you are. So when you think about review responder, you can just bring this up and you just know how to say this, right? So, would you like to turn any future negative reviews into compelling 5-star responses that make your phone ring and position your company as a market leader? Do you know what that would be really perfect in? That'd be perfect in a Loom video. I didn't do it in mine, but that would be perfect in a Loom video, right? What a great hook. Hey, I saw your reviews, and you know what? I think that you really could benefit from this new strategy my team has developed. And then, would you like to turn any future negative reviews into compelling 5-star responses that make your phone ring and position your company as a market leader? That sounds interesting to you. Let's have a conversation. My link is in my email. Grab a spot on my calendar. Boom. That's the whole Loom video. That's it. You can literally show their reviews, read off that line, talk about some strategy your team is using or some approach your team has, and then read off that line, ask them for a conversation. That you could probably make a 30 or 45-second Loom video that gets down to business really, really quick with this, and probably have some results from that. So, and you could even go further, because the hook script really goes well. Companies that respond to reviews on average are making 35% more revenue, because it helps you rank higher and convert visitors into customers. If this strategy converted even 1 or 2 more clients a month, would it be worth having a 10-minute conversation with me? Right, so this is a fantastic Loom script. You probably didn't know that, but it's a fantastic Loom script. In fact, I wrote a Loom script for this whole approach, for this purpose. I took a Loom script that we already had that really worked very well, and I kind of modified it and beat it up and chopped it up, and I turned it into a Loom script for a review responder, and then I noticed our hook script is even better. So you're going to get both, but I just wanted to bring this up again to you, because this could make a perfect Loom video. And if you're thinking this way about how you're using Loom videos, you can realize very quickly that you could turn almost anything into a Loom video really quickly, if you find the right material, or if you have the right approach. So there's a lot of ways we can kind of modify this a little bit and turn it into all kinds of different Loom videos. So we'll keep talking through some of that too. And you could also, you could also use this in some ways you may not have even thought through at all. So let's actually walk through a strategy map and script for this, and we're gonna dive in together. I'm gonna drop this link in the chat for you so you can follow along with me, because we got another script that's closer to what I was doing. Of course, this this hook script is really fantastic too. All right, dropped it in the chat for you. Now, David's asking, where do you find the emails for making the looms? So depending on if you have, Website Spy, if you have, depending on which software you have, if you have Lead Kahuna, there's lots of solutions out there for that. Of course, DMing people on social media accounts is also a good option for that. If you're looking for emails, though, that's, I would look at Website Spy. I would look at Lead Kahuna. Both of those are a fantastic option. Now, Wes is asking me to show the hook script one more time. I can go back to that here. Give me just a moment here. We'll play from this slide. There we go. All right, I'll put that up here for a second for you, Wes. You can screenshot that if you want. Of course, you have this in your resources. I'll drop all of the agency resources are in the sales pack as well. Let me put that in here too, because we've got the hook script on there, so you don't have to screenshot this if you want it. It's there for you. Now, Dr. Jean's asking, can you use a recorded video, not one of yourself, in the loom? You could, right? You don't necessarily have to put yourself in the loom video. Loom videos are great because you can do it with you in the video. You could do it not with you in the video. You could do it with you that just has a nice picture of yourself in the video. It could be, it could be live, any way you want to do it. I've seen them all work, right? I've seen them all work. So it's all very much possible. Let's hop over to our map here, and let's walk through this together. So we've kind of talked through some of this already, right? All that market noise out there. We've got social media and outdoor ads. We've got billboards and video ads you're seeing on streaming services, and Instagram and YouTube ads, and email and radio and newspaper and Facebook and Twitter and Messenger and Snapchat and webinars and other stuff we didn't even talk about here. All of these things are market noise, and you're just trying to get to your prospect, but all these things are standing between you. So using tone, personalization, creativity, value, and proof, which are really the elements we just kind of walked through in that video, right? You need to offer something that's actually valuable. You should aim to make sure that it's personal, so you're showing them a reflection of themselves. You should use the right tone. You should make it creative. I mean, you're hitting all the notes here. The whole goal of this thing is really to book appointments so that you can deliver an irresistible offer. And that irresistible offer, in this case with Review Responder, is the offer for it could be a free trial, it could be a paid trial, which is even better. It could be a subscription, and it could be for the software. You're offering them software access. It could be that you're offering them access to just your team to do it for them. Any way you want to cut that is totally up to you, but you should be offering them something that's totally irresistible, right? You offer them something that's really, really irresistible. If we look at that Loom script, we look at the offers that we have. Okay, let me bring that up here real quick. We have multiple options here. Let me pull up the sales pack, because I want to remind you guys about all these resources too. So full service offer, $97 trial, and then only $197 a month, right? You're bringing in $2,000 a year in revenue for your agency at that rate, and it's the perfect foot in the door. The other thing you could do is the DIY option. Say, hey, I'll give you a free 7-day trial. to use it as you wish, and $299 a year, right? Quick $300, and it's really a 7-day trial. So you could use these Loom videos to send people to any which direction that you wanted to. You could also offer somebody a upsell on the free trial and say, would you like us to do it for you? It's only $197 a month. Or you could also offer somebody who's really kind of iffy about $197 a month. You could offer them the DIY version of it if you wanted to do that. But I just want to make sure everyone is aware this is here. So that's your irresistible offer, right? Give them something that's just too good a deal for them to turn down. Now let's look at that script a little more closely here. You see in the map here, it's in the notes under script. You can see that that script I actually used is right here, right? Hey, so I was browsing the other day looking for dentists in Atlanta, and I stumbled on your website or social media, whatever it is that you want to stumble onto, right? And keep in mind, guys, this could be other things. We'll talk about what some of those are, but this doesn't even have to be their website or their social media. It could be something totally different. I gotta say, and then you compliment them. Find a reason to compliment them. Anything works. It could really be anything, right? But you're giving them a big compliment, and then you're saying, but here's the thing. I spotted something in your Google reviews, and then you're going to make your observation about it. So these are the things you have to do on the fly, right? You're finding someone to compliment about. So, you know, you get your list of people you want to reach out to, and you've got your list in front of you, and you say, okay, what's something I can compliment? Before you make your video, just think about it for a second. Hey, what's something I can compliment them about? You should take just a couple seconds. Just look at it real quick. Look at their website real quick. What can I compliment them about? And then, what's the observation, right? Are they doing a great job at responding to reviews, and maybe they'd like to hire someone to take it over for them and then have to spend all that time and effort? Or are they not responding to reviews and they're missing out on this huge opportunity? Or are they just not responding to their negative reviews like that guy was? What's the observation you want to make, right? Now, it's nothing alarming, just an area where a little tweak could make a big difference. You see, I've been toying with the strategy lately about harnessing the power of review responses. Studies are showing it could boost sales up to 30%. Now, I don't want to overstate it, but the potential is really exciting. And just as luck would have it, I'm starting a private beta program offering free review response services. Based on what I've seen, your business might be a great fit. So what I'm doing here is I'm essentially baiting him in to, hey, I might give you a free service here in a beta program. And my goal with that would be to get something in return for the private beta program. Like, you know, maybe the private beta program says that when you sign up to get your $97 trial, I'm going to give you 30 days of your past reviews, or I'm going to respond to them for you automatically, like right now. Or maybe I'm going to, you know, respond to the last 6 months of reviews, whatever it is, depending on how many reviews they've got, right? The other thing you could do is doesn't have to be a free review response services. It could be heavily discounted review response services, or a free consultation on how to do the best review. I mean, like, you could change this up so many different ways. I want you to feel like you have the ability to be creative with it. Now, Craig says, why the long email script? Why not just email them the hook script? You could try both approaches, right? You could try both approaches. You could simply offer them the hook script, and that's your email that you send out. It's really, really simple. And you make your video could also be just really pretty much the hook script, be really, really simple. But you may want to try different approaches. You may find that one approach works better for you than another's. And it also depends on who it is you're reaching out to, because frankly, when you're talking to dentists and attorneys, it's a different conversation than when you're talking to roofers and plumbers. Like it's different. It's just a different audience. So having a story, having a plausible reason, you know, some of these things are helpful. Now, I wanted to give you this too. This is a whole bunch of reasons to potentially compliment them. I know somebody's in there saying, I have no idea what I'm going to compliment them on when I look at their site, right? When I use Loom and I compliment them, I have no idea what to compliment them on. These are just a whole bunch of ideas about things, you know, you could see on their site that you can actually compliment them about. So that's there. That's inside the map. You just click down here. Also, you'll notice that some people, when they send out Looms, They use animated GIFs. What that means is they send an email out with the Loom video, and it looks like a video, and it's animated, it's moving, and that really catches your attention. And this works really good. But you may be like, how do I do that? So I actually found you a video here. If you go into Google, or YouTube rather, this is just a really quick, short video that will show you how to make a quick animated GIF for mailing out your video. And then how do you create the previews for those animated GIFs is another Loom right here. So both of these are from Loom. So if you're wondering how to do that, it's just a way to add an animated GIF, a moving visual image inside your emails that's going to get more attention. So I want you to be aware of how that happens, because that's another little trick you can add to them. And you'll see in the map here, we've also got emails, right? We've got a bunch of different email script ideas here. Hey, hope you're having a great day. I was looking for dentists in Atlanta, and I recently stumbled upon your website and social media channels. I'll do a couple things. I decided this 1-minute video is an easier way to explain. Boom, this is where your video goes. Once you've watched the video, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions, discuss it further. Just reply to this email, give me a call at blank, right? Or this could be like, you could put a calendar link here if you wanted to, right? Super simple email. This is a very, very simple email. Notice the thing I'm not doing here. Now, Craig's asked the question, why not just the hook script? Because I'm trying to create curiosity, right? My goal of my subject line is to create enough curiosity, right? Did you catch this? You'll want to see this ASAP. Don't miss this. Uncovering hidden gems for you. What's inside will surprise you. Game changer for your business. Must see, right? These are just trying to generate curiosity. The whole goal of my subject line is to get them to open the email. The whole goal of my email is to get them to watch my video. And then the whole goal of my video is to get them to book a time on my calendar. And that's it. That is kind of the entire loop, right? You breaking through the noise with the video to get the prospect to book an appointment with you. It really, if we make it more complicated than that, it doesn't need to be, right? There's more steps we can add, more things we could do. But now, someone's asking, which one do you suggest to share an appointment booking? So I'm not sure I 100% understand the question. If you can elaborate on that for me, I will be happy to answer it. Chris says, is there a charge for the review responder Loom prospecting tool, or do we need to have the whole funnel maps tool? No, Chris, you can use nothing but just their websites and their Google reviews, and you could shoot this video on Loom, and Loom's got a free version and a paid version, but you could shoot a Loom video on there. In fact, you could really use any screen. I mean, let's be honest. You can use any screen recording software you want and put the video wherever you want, right? You can put it on a page on your website. You could put it, I mean, there's like any number of ways you could deliver this. Loom is just a tool that makes it easy. In fact, there's a bunch of competitors to Loom that do kind of similar stuff. So it doesn't even have to be Loom. It could even be one of the competitors of Loom. And they all have that varying prices and uses. This is just kind of another strategy. Oh, so the appointment booking, yeah, for that you're going to want to use something like Calendly. We have a tool here at a strategic marketer called Agenda Rocket. That's inside of Prospect Rocket. Loom, yeah, just type in Loom into Google. Type in Loom video. Loom.com. So this is the software I was using. I'll drop that in the chat for you too. But again, you could even look up like Loom competitors. You know, feel free to look around. This tool is really, really easy. It's a plug-in extension for your browser. There's other tools out there that do kind of similar stuff.
Can I add something to this? Because I think there's one amazing feature of Loom that really sets it apart from competitors.
Yeah, share away.
Yeah, so you can set up inside of your video, at the end of your video, a call to action, the actual button that can be clicked, and it could take them to your calendar to book an appointment, or to your website, or maybe to some sort of a giveaway they can get. So this way you have a very particular, not just watch a video, but follow along on that next step. So this is a very, very powerful strategy, and that's why I prefer Loom to any other competitor out there. So just wanted to bring it up to everybody, okay?
Yeah, that's a great insight, Marina. I didn't think about that, and that is a good point. You know, another place you could do that actually would be even Vimeo. Now, Vimeo is not going to let you record anything, so Loom just kind of makes the whole thing easy and quick. You don't have to have that third-party tool in order to record everything to the screen. It just kind of does everything. It hosts the video. It does everything for you. And then Todd was saying that with the free version, you have a 5-minute limit on recordings. Well, that's fine. You don't even want to. You don't want to send out 5-minute videos. That's too long, right? That's too long. Now you may want to, you may want to upgrade if you're going to send a bazillion of these things. But the starter one is free, right? You can 25 videos. 5 minutes of video. So you can send out 25 of these, right? And then you could delete them the next week and send out 25 more and probably get away without even ever having to pay for Loom. But the other strategy, so that's all well and good. But another thing you can do with this is direct messaging, right? Don't underestimate the power of direct messaging people, especially people that you've met in, if you've met them in a Facebook group, people you've met in a LinkedIn group, people that you're networking with, people that are kind of in your periphery, right? And then this is the strategy I was talking about at the beginning, where my friend she had basically sent out 10 of these things and got 10 clients out of it. She was just direct messaging people. That's what she was doing. And so you've got a bunch of direct messaging scripts here, and it's really all the kind of short, succinct things saying the same thing, right? These are all versions of the same thing. Hey, John, I was on the hunt for dentists in Atlanta, and I came across your business. I spotted something about your reviews and thought I'd share some insights in a quick video, right? Super, super simple, but hey, it's going to get their attention. It is really going to get their attention. Not everybody's sending them a video to watch. And lots of variations of these to play with, right? And of course, again, all of this is something you can play with it yourself, make it your own. And then where do you use these? There's a lot of places, right? So we've talked about email. Obviously, email is a really good place to use it. We've talked about social media platforms, direct messaging. You can use these for cold calling, right? You could cold call somebody and say, hey, I just sent you a video, and leave that on their voicemail, and then send them a Loom video. Or you could send a Loom video and then follow up and say, hey, I just sent you a video. I wanted to know if you had a chance to watch it. Right? I just saw something on your website. I thought you'd want to know about it. I sent you a video. Have you had a chance to watch it? Boom. Now you've got a whole new reason to call them. That's not just, hey, I want to sell you something, right? So you can use these things together kind of in tandem. Right? You can use them together in tandem. So blog posts and guest posts, right? You can use Loom videos inside of other things you may not have even considered. Networking events and conferences, right? If you go to a networking event, it could be something as simple as a BNI meeting, or maybe you're going to a conference of the people who you're trying to sell to, like if you're going to a convention, right? You can do a bunch of networking, get a bunch of business cards, and then send everybody a Loom, right? Go to the BNI, you talk to a bunch of people, send everybody a Loom afterwards. You did the virtual networking event, send everybody a Loom afterwards. Todd's asking, just to be clear, the scripts and the funnel map Aaron's sharing on the screen available in the review responder training section? It's not yet, Todd, but I will add it. With the replay for today, we'll make sure we add this as well to that area. Absolutely. Online forums, communities, direct messaging platforms. There's your own website. They're a really, really good way to create a quick explanation and a rundown of something. And you can use these all over your prospecting, right? It might be that you're using this, let's say you're doing email, right? And you're doing cold email, and you've got an appointment setter working for you that's trying to set appointments for your marketing business. You might use these just on the warm follow-up, right? The people who've responded, they opened an email, there was some kind of interaction, It wasn't completely cold. You know that they've interacted with you and engaged in some way, but you're following up by using a Loom video. So maybe it's like that second layer of communication where you're trying to really capitalize on the hottest leads. Or maybe, you know, you're calling people and you reached a gatekeeper and you say, you know what, I think the easiest thing would be for me just to send a quick Loom video over. Does that sound good, right? And so maybe the Loom video becomes your bridge past the gatekeeper, because the gatekeeper agrees to the video, and then if the video makes them interested, then you know they're going to book an appointment for the person you're actually trying to reach. So now let's ask them, where do I find the notes? So the notes, you click on the items. Like if I click on emails, you'll see there's notes. If I click on direct message, you'll see there's notes. You see scripts down here. Click on that, it says notes. Where to use your Loom videos, has notes. So that's where you grab all of that. So what am I missing here, Marina? Is this and you know, give me some feedback, guys. Is this all making sense? Are you seeing how this is a tool you can easily add to the arsenal of all the other resources that we gave you, that you can potentially plug into what it is that you're doing, to add to your approach, give another nuanced way to maybe not have to do cold calling. You know, gives you kind of another avenue that you can add to it. Or maybe you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to do an hour of cold calling, and then I'm going to send some Loom videos, and I'm going to break it up. You know, so there's, you know, lots of different options here. But you know, I will say that over the last several trainings with you guys, we've covered a lot of ground. You know, there's a ton of resources here. Let me put the replay link in here too. Anyone who's wanting to watch the past replays, maybe you just jumped in here on one of the last sessions and you're looking for the past ones, we'll email these out as well. I'm dropping that in the chat for you. And then of course, there's, you know, an ocean of potential resources here at your disposal. Everything from presentation slide decks and cold email sequences and social posts and retargeting ads. You know, in past sessions, we've walked through how to actually manage the software and what to do with it. We talked about doing video sales letters as part of your outreach, right? And that's building kind of a more robust video to put out there. And then we talked about, you know, these simple Loom videos and how you can integrate those. So in fact, you could even do a combination of all of these things together. But at the end of the day, I hope we've provided you with the resources and the training to get out there and take action. Marina, what would you like to talk about next?
I would love to reiterate on a few more things about Loom, just so you guys have a few more highlights. I'm not going to be going into the full training on how to use Loom, because there are a lot of videos on YouTube or on Loom itself and support for you to be able to grab that information and really run with it. But before you know what to do with it, I wanted to tell you exactly what else could be a very useful feature. So I already mentioned the details about the call to action, but there are more of those. And let me just make myself a presenter here real quick. I'm just going to grab the screen from Aaron, just if you don't mind, real quick. I'm going to sign in to show you what Loom has. Just a second. All right. Just joining in by getting my screen shared just in a moment. It's loading. Okay, should be there now. All right. If you see my screen, please tell me. I would really like your feedback that you can see my screen. Yes? So I know exactly. Todd is saying Loom tutorials on their site are fantastic. Yes, indeed, they are. And it's easy to navigate. But also what you will be able to find on Loom is some benefits that will help you manage that information you get from the Loom videos in your outreach. So for example, Loom will have the insights. So basically, when you are looking at the video you created, you will see the views, comments, interactions, things like that. And you will be able to make decisions based on that particular information. So if we're gonna go ahead and click on the Loom video itself, you will be able to get some more details about those insights. Now, if you send enough emails with the Loom video, especially if it's not a video that is personalized for each person, but it's more of a generic video, it's totally fine to record a Loom video with a sample business, not necessarily the business you're targeting, and use it in your cold outreach to businesses in your pool of contacts that you want to go with. And this will be able, that this way you will be able not only see how many people saw the video, but maybe they had they stopped watching it, they had some sort of so how many people completed viewing that video. So there's more information that you can pull from the data on the video that you sent out, which helps to maybe refine your video. If a lot of people drop from it early enough, maybe it's not very engaging and you need to reshoot it. Maybe it's too long, or some things that could be corrected to make it a little more interactive. Another thing for you to know is that you can edit the videos straight inside of Loom videos itself, which is very convenient when you don't need to worry about having a separate downloaded system to edit your videos, figure out how to trim it. So basically you can easily just go ahead, click edit, and get split and trim into that video. You can stitch videos. If you had multiple videos created, you can connect them to could be multiple examples. If you want to combine them, for example, you could do that. Another thing that is very helpful is the thumbnail. That is if you're using your Loom video on a social media post, or you're using it in Messenger, or if you're sending a message through, let's say, Facebook or LinkedIn Messenger, right? This way, you're choosing the particular thumbnail that would be most engaging and interactive. So it's customized to that particular reason that you want, what you want to have happen, right? If you are working with the emails, it's not that important to get the custom thumbnail, because what you really need to do, and I think I already showed it to you once, but I'll do it just again, just to kind of reiterate on that when you are sending an email, let's say from Prospect Rocket, it doesn't have to be Prospect Rocket, it's any system, but basically what you want to do is bring an image and hyperlink it to be more of a clickable image to go to the Loom video itself. If you want to do that, more of a interactive kind of, here it is, here's an image, click on it right now. So I know for sure I covered the setup inside of the Prospect Rocket emails last week. If you would like to go back to the recordings, you can go to not Strategic Marketer, it's actually reviewresponder.io/masterclasses. So I'm going to put that link in the chat box. This is where all of the recordings are going to be held. So review responder, www.reviewresponder.io/masterclasses, just like that. So you can go back and review it, but in the meantime, you will just add the image here into the email again. I'm showing it in Prospect Rocket. It doesn't have to be in Prospect Rocket. It really can be anywhere. And you will just pull the image in and I don't even know, like let's say I'm gonna go with this image right here that I have, send it to server. That's too big of an image, that's fine. Well, it did it, okay, that's fine. So here's my image, and then I can actually grab the link for that image and hyperlink it. So there's, I mean, it will go somewhere when they click on it. I can do that. So that's another way of making it interactive inside of email. So what you would be doing right now, it's too big for me, so I'm gonna just change this real quick so you can see it right now. So that would be, I would put play button here in the middle as well, just so somebody can click on it and play the video, for example, and that would be helpful. Now, how to add the call to action in Loom? I would recommend watching a video and support for that, but very easily you can always find out this information, because it would have to work with the video to show it to you, which I don't want to turn it into support call for us right now on Loom particularly. But how to add a call to action button in Loom, right? So I'm going to give you the link and you can follow along the support training right here. You see, it's all the information you need is going to be there, and they have really good, solid knowledge base with very very good tutorials and videos. So definitely use that. And this strategy as a whole, just like Aaron mentioned, can give you an edge. That's something that not every marketer does. A lot of you guys who have been around in the market, it's still a very new concept, and we see tremendous results with these strategies. So I would recommend split testing at the very least your emails that you're sending out, your messages that you're sending out, and customize it to warm markets. So if you have referrals, if you have some businesses in your inner circle that were recommended to you, or you know that you have been in contact before, you can create videos that are very custom, directed at that particular business, that particular user. So create a separate Loom video, or create a generic one. This way you don't have to get a paid version of Loom. Just you can work with the free one, because you will create one video and spread out the message about it to your contacts that you have, to the social profiles that you run on social media, to the groups on social media. It's actually a really good idea to have as one of the outlets where you can get some leads and generate some feedback, is with the groups on social media. All right, let me see if there are any questions about that, and I'm happy to answer any other questions about any other topics related to Review Responder, since it's our last masterclass. And it might be that you wanted to clarify something about the process, about the system itself. Maybe you wanted to review a few features. So I'm happy to get to answer your questions. Thanks for all the strategies that is being shared. Has anyone here have already sold Review Responder? Yes, we have many people who sold Review Responder. If so, any tips from them how they closed the sale? A lot of them are using Review Responder at the beginning as a bonus. Basically, they're going with, let's say, a different lead magnet and trying out Review Responder. I know we just talked to a client who sent out cold emails and made sales from cold emails with review responder at all alone as a service at $197 a month. So that's what they sold. There's so many more people. There's one person who sold review responder and actually not sold review responder on its own, actually added it to a bigger package that was worth $3,000. That was his closing. That was the bonus that made the deal. So that's another thing. There's so many different ways of using review responder to leverage sell it on its own or as a part of a bigger package. How do you change the signature info, name, company, and phone in the welcome aboard email clients get when you sign them for a review responder? That is the information, your agency details. So you just change your agency details, and that will be the the signature that would be changed. Loom has a mini lead-aware feature where we are emailed when someone watches our video. Bonus. Wonderful. Yep, that sounds great. How far back do we go to respond to reviews? Should we respond to 3-year-old reviews? There's nothing wrong with going back, but I definitely need to focus on the most recent ones. One of the things you need to understand and realize that there is such a thing, it's called relevance, right? So reviews that were left 3 years ago are not relevant anymore. And a lot of businesses, while they care about their image online, for example, but if they have some good reviews, it might not be a big number of good reviews, they are happy with the good rating. Let's say it's 3 reviews from 2-3 years ago, and it keeps their rating at 4.7, maybe 4.5, which is pretty high. And they might not want to lose that rating, and they don't really do anything going out of their way to add more reviews because this is it. I had some good reviews in the past, right? Well, the thing is that the reviews from the past will not be relevant, not just might not be relevant, will not be relevant because there's so many things that happened since then. They could change their staff, they could change their the office inside, they could add new services. All of that needs to be represented in the reviews. You probably heard about those kind of activities where when COVID started, Google actually stopped receiving reviews because the reviews started coming in that were not very good reviews about lockdowns, about specific rules that businesses had to put in place. And Google had to curtail that just so the businesses don't lose their footing because of the things that are not in their control. So here's the thing, not only there were bad reviews related to that, but there are also a lot of reviews just about, hey, I actually liked this business because they were following all the protocols. They were asking for specific I don't know, like masks, or they're giving out masks, or I felt safe because it's a dental office and I really wanted to make sure that I'm gonna be okay. Those reviews were absolutely needed at that time, and they were most relevant at that time. Are they relevant now? They're not. Are there actually, let's say if it's a veterinarian clinic and the latest review says, I had a great experience dropping my pet off, not just dropping them off, but like the Angela, for example, picking them up from my car so I could feel safe and not exposed to other people. Is that going to be a good review right now? No, it doesn't. It's not relevant. So when we are deciding on what to respond to, number one, we want to highlight the reviews that makes the most sense, because responding, pushing them up in relevancy and importance. And if there is a really good review from the past and you want to highlight it, you can respond to it, even if it's like 6 months ago, 1 year ago, and so on and so forth. But if it's not relevant, don't worry about it. As long as you have a number that more than 25% of reviews responded, that's better than nothing. You are on the right track. So this is where you want to focus your attention on the most recent reviews and the reviews that make the most have the most value, like the best reviews, and the ones that are really horrible. Because while you might think that, well, it was 3 years ago and now it doesn't matter anymore, it does, because people still see that review from 3 years ago. So you just say, hey, we don't have that problem anymore. We fixed it. Thank you so much for your feedback. We would love to do better next time. So while it's might not change anything for that particular customer, but it does change the way all the new potential consumers will be seeing that business, will be considering that business. All right. Great insight on relevance, Marina, and bringing everything up to date and current, especially good info on the measures that Google had to impose. Do you have any direct information on this? A Google press release on it? Yes, there was a lot of information. I won't be able to pull it up just on the fly like this, but if you Google just that, you know, Google stops accepting reviews during COVID, you will find the information in articles. There's a lot of information on that. And it was, they weren't accepting reviews, I want to say, for at least 3 to 4 months back in the day. So that's been a minute, right? So it's definitely something to learn about. If we sell the response extension, what will the client then see? Interface. They will see exactly this little thing here, with the name for their business. What if you went into with the offer for white labeling, you will be able to white label it for them with your information. So extension white label under settings, you will be able to edit your logo and add that, you know, add your information to the help page as well, add some custom help page URLs, etc., etc. So that is it. When the review responder white label will be ready, it's already ready, it's in your account. So just go to settings, navigate to the extension white label, and you will see it. That is if you purchased the upgrade. Now, if you didn't purchase the upgrade, but you wanted to purchase the upgrade, number one, I can see if there's anything available, any options available for you guys. So let me just double check. Review responder.io, and let me see if that. All right, so I think there is still, yep, you can still add that to your portfolio here with the white label. So I'm going to put that in the chat box, the white label upgrade, and it will be in your settings. All right. Will review responder be available in Firefox browser? No, not right now. We will focus on the Chrome, and it's pretty easy to download Chrome and set it up. So right now we'll only focus on the Chrome browser. Okay. In the first session, the sales pack had a link to ExpertGram scripts, but these are no longer there. I'm not sure if you would want to just go back to the first session replay in the master classes. That link I shared a few moments ago, I'm going to put it in there. You might see those in the replay and still work with them. Wouldn't be able to comment on what was there, what isn't, I don't know. So, but you can review it. By copying Google reviews and pasting on our website or landing pages, do we violate Google policy. Yes, you don't want to copy Google reviews. You can use some sort of a feed to kind of just show those reviews on your website. For example, you can use a review pop, or there's a Google widget that kind of live streaming of Google reviews to the website. But there are people who are just copy pasting those reviews. Now, not only that is frowned upon by Google, but also those reviews can be verified. They don't have all the attributes of a good review from Google. So that is not something that we recommend doing. And yeah, you can talk to prospects about that as well, especially if you see some reviews that they just copy pasted to their website. All right, the software was sold to us as we're building it together. Okay, all right. Should we try to sell the do it for you service first and not focus on the extension? It's really your call. Here's what you can do. You can start with do it for you service, and if you have any pushback on the monthly price, settle with the lower budget as the extension. All right, so that is something you can do. Should we try to sell the, oh, okay, I already answered that question. Is there any other question? Just remember, we can use it as a giveaway as well. Absolutely, you can. Are there plans to have review responder in Spanish? Yes, it's still in works. I do not have an ETA, but I'll definitely keep you posted. In fact, if you bring that question up in a few weeks or months to our Friday Live, we'll be able to let you know about latest updates. How do we know when bad or new reviews are given? Do we have to do a daily review tour on all of our sites, review sites? Yes and no. So when you purchased the review responder, if you were one of the first people buying it, you had one of the options to get the trial of Replicahuna to set up your businesses and start monitoring of reviews. So the idea is that you have the automation, the automated management of all the directories for all the reviews, so you know when they're coming in and your client knows. Now, that is the step towards the core offer. It's not going to be the first step to sell to your client, because what you're going to do, you're going to talk about the review responder with them, and they will have that question. Hey, how do I find out? Well, that's what you sell them. You sell them the full reputation management package, and that's a residual. Even if it's just monitoring, which is $2.99 a month, that's fine, but that's what you want to get agreed upon with them. So all the reviews that are brand new are going to their inbox. Whatever person needs to receive them, you can set up alerts specific to who needs to take action, whether it's a bad review, whether it's a good review, if there's any other action items that need to happen. Let's say if it's a bad review, needs to go to a receptionist to respond to it, if it's an extension you sold, and so on and so forth. So this is a stepping stone to your upsell. And that's exactly, it's a great question. That's exactly what you want to hear from your prospect. You said you could put a play button on the picture with a hyperlink. Have you shown that on the videos? I did go through that last week, but basically I'm going to remind you about that today too real quick. I just went to Canva and grabbed a random image that I wanted to work on. Let me see if I can find one here somewhere. Let's say, just doesn't matter what image. Let's just go with this one, for example. And basically, you go with the image, you put the image you want to use, go to Elements, find Play button, bring the Play button right in the middle, like this, or it could be white. Here I'm gonna make it white or red or whatever you want to make it. Could be like a play, this kind of play button, which is like YouTube, very familiar play button. You download that image, upload it to your email agent, and I've already showed how to add the hyperlink to that that image. So basically you start with the image that you have with the play button and then upload it to your email and add the hyperlink to it. That's really it. Could you share the different portals that deal with customer reviews? For example, I know Google shows customer reviews when you look at their Google Maps, correct? What other portals can I look up customer reviews on? All you need to do is put, let's say, Tiffany Tampa reviews. So when there's a search word reviews, you scroll down, you will see all of them. Yelp, Facebook, Foursquare, Zillow, ZocDoc, depending on what kind of, so there's niche-oriented items like ZocDoc, it's for medical. There's Avo for lawyers. There's Zillow for real estate. There's TripAdvisor. There is Brown Book, Yellow Pages, Yellow Book. There's a whole lot of directories that have review capabilities, and Google is just one little in the sea of different options, is one little detail. Is today's session one of the 3 master classes? If so, which one is it? I think it's number 5 at this point, or number 4. If you go to reviewresponder.io, you will see all the master classes to the date. So we have session 1, session 2, session 3. So it's number 4 today. Okay, yeah, perfect. It's number 4. All right. A review of 3 stars, is that considered a good or a bad review? This is actually a very good question because normally it's very subjective. If a review is saying that some things were positive and some things were not so good, it's more of a neutral. It's not good. It's not the best review you can have because it's not a 5-star review. But sometimes you might consider streaming those types of reviews to your website because it gives more authenticity to reviews that are shown there. So it's not just 5-star reviews. In fact, there are studies that show that people trust the rating that is like 4.7, 4.8 more than just pure 5-star rating for that reason, because they are worried that people are just hiding reviews that could be swaying their opinion, so it's less trust. And this is why a 3-star review is more of a positive thing than negative. Any review is something to really pay attention to. Even a bad review, it's a call to action to fix something. It is not professional when those bad reviews are just left alone and like, all right, somebody didn't like what we did, for whatever, we'll just move on. This is not a professional way to deal with it. So the professional way to deal with it is to respond to review, to remedy the situation, and hopefully with those points in place to fix what needs to be fixed so this type of a review never comes around again. And with the 3-star review, 4-star reviews, it just levels out the full experience, and it's not a bad thing. Respond to reviews as normal. Definitely bring the gratitude. Is all the feedback is worthy. It is something that helps the business to cater to the needs of their customers and not just go with the flow. So I would say again, 3-star review, it's better than no review, okay? In other words, do you have a list of all the different sites where reviews are being collected? I just went through them, but you can always look up a review directories for reviews. They will bring them all up for you. If you have Local Analyzer, we have a full list of items inside of Local Analyzer and full list of citations. If you have Rap Kahuna, you will have all the directories that we monitor there in Rap Kahuna. I think it's about 40 that we monitor in Rap Kahuna alone. Do we tell that the responses will be AI generated? Hans, let me give you an idea. If you're selling the extension, you won't be able to hide the fact that it's using the groundbreaking technology. Now, is it a bad thing? No. A lot of people are really, really into the brand new buzzword and brand new idea that helps them be more efficient. So if they can save money and time while helping their business, they would be really happy that it's the AI, and their receptionist wouldn't have to spend too much time thinking about how to respond to that review, reading every single review, going through analytics, and so on and so forth. If you are providing that as a service, now it's your call. Do you want to say it's all AI? I don't think there's a need for it, because it's going to be pretty custom for each review anyways. So it's your call of what you want to do, but if you're going to be selling as an extension, there's no way you can get away from the point of AI generated options. Can we use the review responder for Yelp? Absolutely. Any directory, you can use it. Does review responder have any relation to review picks? No, it does not. The only relation is that it's the word review in it. Review pics, review pictures is the images created for reviews that were collected from various directories, of course, for this particular business, and then shared throughout social media channels, on their website, and so on and so forth. Now, reviews can be highlighted in that manner through images and videos. That's why review pics is closely related to rep videos. But review responder is not going to be managing reviews in that manner. It's not a part of the reputation marketing aspect. It's a part of a reputation management aspect. Can it be sold as a part of a bigger package with reputation management and reputation marketing? So you combine review responder with review picks? Absolutely. There's nothing, as long as their reputation is the main proposition, you should be totally good. Can you demonstrate how we would use Rep Kahuna to identify new reviews? Absolutely. Now, Rep Kahuna is a very robust system, not in a bad way, but it really helps you ramp up very quickly with your reputation offerings. Now, what you want to do when you come to Rep Kahuna, in fact, whenever you, if you have a trial, you will be able to see the walkthrough of Rep Kahuna, which shows you pretty much everything you know about Rep Kahuna. And in the knowledge base in the Help Center, go to the Quick Start Coaching and learn how you can really sell services with help of Rep Kahuna. But when you are inside of Rep Kahuna and you're adding a business, you will be able to, actually, I'm going to go to an existing business so you can see that. You will be able to pull up the monitoring details for the various directories that exist. And it will be, let me show you here, the location going to go here and I'm going to go to monitoring, and you can see it's monitoring, business monitoring of all kinds of different directories. And when these directories are capturing a new review, there's an alert that will be going out to the users. So for example, let's say here's the business and the alerts for this setup. So right now I have all kinds of different alerts for this business, email, SMS alerts to decision makers, to marketing managers, custom alerts for different reasons, with for reviews that are 5 stars and come in daily, for reviews that are like more bad kind of review, not like the lower rating reviews that comes as an aggregate on daily basis. There are great star, 5-star reviews, delivery instant that comes in instantly. And of course, you can have a very custom emails that go with like showing the review itself, showing more details about it. They could log into their system and review that. And then if they are inside of their user account, because each business will be getting their user account, they will be able to see all the reviews from all kinds of different places populate in here. And they can go ahead, click here and respond. So that's really how it goes. And then if you look at, let's say, the review inbox, you can see also all the reviews populating and what kind of sentiment they have, what people are saying, if they're going somewhere, what's happening with them. And as you can see, manage, that's part of the management, and basically review responder is a part of the management setup. And if you click on the contact CRM, again, you will be able to go between the online reviews and see the negative reviews right away and deal with them, right? So that's why Rep Kahuna is really powerful and easy to work with. How would you put review responder and rep videos as an offer? Just like that. One of them can be the bonus. So you sell the $3.99 a month video and add review responder as a bonus, or vice versa. So is it better to put rep video as an upsell? You could do that too. That's totally fine as well. A 5-star review aren't the only picture of a business. Less star balance the scale and consumer perceptions. Thank you so much, Todd. I agree with that entirely. All right. Let's see. Does review responder pick up all the review sites the customer has? Yes, but basically it doesn't pick it up as in pick it up, right? When the customer goes to respond to reviews and they will copy, paste the client review, we will match it with the system that the review came from. So this way, yes, but it's not, the reviews are not going to be populating if nobody responded to that review, right? So it's only for those that got a response, all right? So we'll know where it came from. All right. I saw a checkbox for HIPAA compliance. What is it for? So when the review comes in, for example, here, and you can see this is ABC Dental, and some of the, we can see the names of the people, but if we want to market these reviews, we, as a HIPAA, by HIPAA compliance, we shouldn't be showing the full name of the person. So it will be only the name and the first initial on the marketing area. It has nothing to do with the review responder, so you shouldn't worry about that. All right, any other questions? I'm still confused about the template in a review responder. You have explained earlier. Can you please explain again? Sure. So you use either one of those, whether it's the AI or a template. You just go with one of those. Template is more generic. If you have, let's say, a Google review that has 2 words, you really don't have the way, let's say Columbia Prime Dental. Hold on, I'll show you. You really don't have much information to go with to create an AI response. There's no need to go with the AI response. So if I click here and I look at that review responder, reviews for this business. So for example, sometimes there's like just rating alone, right? So there's no review really, just something. You can just go with the templated version, more generic, less customizations, because we don't really have anything to lean on. So usually it will be like great service. That's it. Thank you. And there's not much to work with. So this is where you would want to have a templated version. Great experience, great staff and dentist. Not much to work with. So this is where the templated review response will be okay. All right. For someone who has never seen the template responder spreadsheet, it might help to show that. It doesn't really, you don't need that, honest to God, because all you need to do, you go to review responder and click template, and that's what it is. You just put a review in here and generate the response. To comprehend what the template responder does. Yeah, well, when there was no review responder, that document was to go to where you would grab different lines to put together a review response. We don't need to do it anymore. So I don't think it's going to be very beneficial, but thank you for bringing it up. Definitely for those who've been around for a while will be something to, helpful, but for new folks here who never saw that, really don't need to worry about that. Are there a lot of agents going after restaurants? Can't tell. In fact, I'm gonna bet like $1,000 that the first restaurant you're gonna go into, nobody ever talked to about review responses with them. So don't worry about who does what. Worry about what you're most comfortable with. How does the template work? Oh, just answered that. The template always picks up from the registered business and review responder, right? It would write around my business that it is what I understand. No, the template is generic. It will respond to review for this business, yes, but it's not going to pick the information. It will have the information for the business, yes, like the tokens for the business name, phone number, things like that, but it's not going to have more custom details beyond that. When you can speak to the pain of a business owner, you can sell the business owner a solution. One of the things I'm promoting is asking if a business owner wants a lot of free online ads that lots of potential customers see, because each review responded to is like having a 24/7 free online advertising in many places. The pain of the business owner is high cost of advertising and ineffective advertising. I love that angle, Mark. That is great indeed. And this also, this very quality, high importance, high value content, the responses to review, is being picked up by Google and definitely helps with ranking too. So it adds another layer to it, adds promotion and SEO. So really, really good point. I really appreciate it. All right. Any other questions, guys, that I could help you with? We will not say goodbye today. We will still continue our conversations in our Friday live trainings. You will be able to bring up strategy questions. We'll be able to bring up technology questions. Anything you need help with, we will continue working together in the different format now, not a masterclass, but a Friday live training. But I really want you guys to take these masterclasses to heart and really focus on getting these strategies implemented. So you go out there, find the leads, find the contacts that you can start your conversations with, and start talking to them. Start talking about review responders. Start talking about managing their reputation. Start asking questions of how they're really building their reputation, if they're doing anything. So that will help you to understand their needs and cater to them better. And you can always give a review responder as a thank you for their time and helping you navigate what's best for this industry, and actually have a nice comprehensive package ready for them, because they said exactly what they might need in the future. So you can really create things that help the businesses you're after. So I think it will be a great idea and opportunity for you to lean into these strategies. And I hope you guys have all the great success. Don't forget to share it with us. We have multiple ways and outlets for sharing your feedback, whether it's through support@strategicmarketer.com, or if you're a member of our Reputation Inner Circle, just share your feedback on the community pages. That will be very helpful as well. So this is the last masterclass session. Yes, indeed. And we have all 4 for them. The link in the chat box is reviewresponder.io/masterclasses. This training will be uploaded there tomorrow, so you will have all of them together. How can we get into Reputation Inner Circle? Great question. I will give you the link to the trial so you can review it and be a part of the community. So let me just go grab the link for you. So I'm just going to double check that it works. If I got the, all right, there you go. Here is strategicmarketer.com new rep pack. So new rep pack, it's not just the community. Community is one of the items that goes with this reputation power pack, but it is monthly done for you client prospecting sequence to expand your revenue. New reputation marketing content. It's blog posts, social covers, ads for you to advertise to boost that marketing outreach on a monthly basis for your reputation services. The reputation product spotlight on a monthly basis. The community where you can talk with your peers, and VIP concierge support through Facebook community as well. So really a lot of different things that will help you to really grow in this capacity. So it helps to join that Power Pack bundle, and I put the link in the chat box if you want to try it out. It's a $7 trial for 30 days access, and then you can decide if it's something you want to keep or not. But at least in this month that you're going to be in there, you will be able to pick up on a lot of great resources and make them a part of your strategy. This is not a part of the partners program. No, it's not. It's separate. Yes. Do we get the trial version of Rep Kahuna as part of a review responder? Lawrence, I don't remember the way that was set up. I believe that was one of the bonuses. If you don't see it in your members area, open a ticket. And for anybody, guys, if you didn't get it as a trial, which I thought you did, but if you didn't, open a support ticket and ask for a trial, and our team will be happy to hook you up with a 30-day trial. There's nothing wrong with asking, so we'll be able to get it set up for you. Your insights and knowledge have been very valuable. Thank you very, very much for your help. You're very welcome. I'm very excited that this is finding you find the value in it, and that's the goal, indeed. Does it help even if we're not in the USA? Absolutely, there's no difference. The only thing is it is targeting the English-speaking market. We're working on more options for other communities for the other languages. Rep videos already function in multiple languages like German, Spanish, Portuguese, with French, with AI spokesmodel solutions. Then there are, the Rep Kahuna is completely 100% could be used for other markets that are not English speaking. We have clients who are using Rep Kahuna in Tanzania, Kenya, Netherlands, Mexico, you name it. So yeah, that's totally multilingual and could be used. So, and we're expanding as much as we can. So more and more, we're adding more options. I'm from Kenya in Canada now, though. Okay, great. Absolutely great. You can definitely go back to Kenya and kind of not go back physically, but everything is possible online, and find your market there. Great and valuable masterclass. Thanks. You're very welcome, Rashad. I appreciate all you do, Marina. You're very welcome, Larence. And actually, everyone is, I'm absolutely grateful for your time in these trainings and your focus on being here and really taking all those details in. Those action items are going to be really important for you for the next few months to get where you need to be. So I'm happy to be here for you today, and I will continue our trainings, our conversations, our interaction through the Friday Live trainings as well. So if anything you need to clarify, we'll be there this Friday so you can submit your questions there as well. What other products are white label like Review Responder? So there's no other products with white label like for Review Responder, because Review Responder is pretty unique in this capacity, where you have an extension that goes that will be downloaded on the client's machine. But all the other systems have the white label, where any customer facing resources, landing pages, feedback pages, anything like sign-in forms, whatever that is, all will have the white label. So you can totally run your agency with all of your branding. So that's what's possible. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. Again, thank you so much for everything. We'll see each other in other trainings, and bye for now.